Hello, everybody. How is everybody doing? I hope everybody is doing well. This is the World Literature Coloring Book by Eriy today. We'll be doing that. Most of you know Eriy from her Romantic Country series. She's an artist who uses toothpicks. So this is one of her more recent books. So the picture that I've decided to color is this one. And of course, I have not this one. We'll have lots of greens, lots of purples. You can color this a lot of different ways. I'll have a lot of different pencils today. So I hope everybody is doing well. As you can see, I put a plastic in this, a little trick somebody said to me. Well, if you're constantly having that happen, put a little plastic here, then it lessens the impact that you have on the book. So the thing about this is that when the spine doesn't want to work very well for you. So we got this picture. We're doing this picture in the area. Hello to the one person in the chat. So you guys can see we did a whole lot of stuff. Was also thinking about doing possibly a Kirby pick, and I know how many people love Kirby, so I was like, oh, I have a funny feeling if I did Kirby, I'd never be like, we'd never done. So we're going to start off with finding the Lost Girl pencils or the Hepshing pencils. So I think this could be the Princess and the Pea one, but not entirely sure. I was awfully tempted to do the Chinese pangolins and Kirby. I was awfully tempted, but I don't know really what those things look like. So, plus, when I saw what they look like, I'm kind of like, oh, how am I going to do those? Because I don't really color animals too much, unless they're bunnies, squirrels, or rabbits, and sometimes dogs and cats, but still. You know, some of those animals actually require a lot of time and effort. This is a Hepshing pencil, or Finding the Lost Girl pencils, as we call them. They're really a very, very nice color. I find them very vibrant. For like $15, $16, I thought these were really good. That's what they are right now. I do like these a lot. I don't think this is a one stream be done kind of deal. We may be going out tomorrow. Oh, yesterday was my birthday, so I'm feeling really good. I have laundry being somewhat done, being done. So I have the dryer and washer. We did fix them finally, so. It's nice to color these in the way that they should be colored. I do love these colors so much. These are perhaps probably the most vivid pencils I have for budget friendly. The thing I find with these books is sometimes because I'm a bit of a hard presser, and people who are hard pressers tend to have the pencils bleed into the next image. So I haven't done that many because some of these images are like, wow, which fairy tale is this? Which fairy tale is this? Or which piece of literature is this? So then I have to look up the fairy tale, like I did for those 2A steps. I'm doing good. Yesterday was my birthday. I got this, I got some nice stuff. My father gave me some money. my boss gave us in the job a big tres leches cake. Now, for those who don't know, that's like that means 3 milk cake. So it was absolutely delicious. I gave my mother a slice, and then we kept one big slice for ourselves. That we'll split into 2 later on tonight. But then we gave the rest. Yes, it's a happy belated birthday, and then me and my mother decided to give the rest of the cake to our community bus drivers, so they'll have something. And it's like, me and my mother can't have that big cake all by ourselves. So I'm really happy I got a nice deal. Hey, Pamela, how are you? My birthday was yesterday, so. As you guys know, I only got 3 new books this month. So that was the Angels and Demons special because that was late by Color in Heaven. I finally got the Mushroom one in yesterday. And then I finally got that Color Ya book that I've been waiting on. Yeah, I've been finally waiting on that Color Ya book to go down in price. I had to order it overseas, so I ordered it about a week before I got it. So I did get the Coloring Adventures book, but that book is going to be all marker. So, I have a PayPal account. Does that count as a PayPal app? I don't know if that counts as a Cash App. Mm-hmm. So all these people have the PayPal apps. Because I don't really use the other Cash Apps very much. No problem. I'll probably write that down, and then when you can tell me when to delete it, you know what I mean? Do you have the email address written down, View? Okay, thank you. Because I don't want that. All over the place, you know what I mean? I keep there's some things that you want to keep a little private. And next week, my mother will not be here, but I'll be working next week. So probably when I have 2 or 3 days off, I'll probably go down to LA maybe next weekend, just for a few days. To LA to visit my brother and my nieces. Because I'm working, and then, after St. Patty's Day, we're going to have a nice little meal in one of the clubhouses, and then I'm going to come back here. But my mother's going to be going to, what do you call LA with my brother? Because his wife is going to the conference, and, he wants to be able to go out because of his career. My brother's an actor. He's been in a few things, my brother. My brother's going to be in a State Farm commercial. So keep an eye out for that. So my brother's really happy about the State Farm. You know what it is? Sometimes some people have these issues, and I don't know where they come from. But sometimes, when my brother does well, he's like the happiest person. He's the jovialest person. You know, anybody who has siblings knows this, that you want your sibling to do well. And these are the Finding Lost Girl pencils, or the Heppenshing pencils that a lot of people like. View. I haven't gotten to test these on this paper yet, so this is nice because then I get an idea what the other paper is going to be like. Doesn't look like anything's going to be finished this month, actually. I'm a little sad about that, but I'm also kind of like, okay. And I mean, I did a lot of pictures in the cute and creepy, well, some double pages, but my mother said she didn't. They're great. I use some more than others. I've also been writing down some pencils that I need to refill it. Like my Prismas and my Black Widows, I'm okay right now. So, you know, I wanted to come on a little early. I know Michelle is streaming. And she's doing a curvy book, but do you guys want to see the picture that I was thinking about doing too? This was the other picture I was thinking about doing from Fragile World. This was the picture because I haven't colored a whole lot of them, and then sometimes I have some works in some of Kirby's books, but this was a double page spread that I was thinking about doing in Kirby's book. I know some of you are going to say, well, you should have done that one. But, you know, the thing is, I have to know how to color the animal. I have to see the animal. And then I'm like, okay, what colors match the animal? You know what I mean? Really? I do too, but I'm like, I have to figure out. Did you? You know, I had to look up what the pangolins were. Yeah, the child pangolins. I like to color them more realistic, but that's my choice. I like the way that those are cute to you. You know, not every picture is cute. Not everybody has the same taste. They are interesting looking, but I don't know what to color them or how I would even color them. Isn't it a nice green? Now, sometimes the pencils that you don't think are going to be the best pencils turn out to be a really good quality pencil. When I see the picture next to it, I think of my two nieces. But I don't know what the fairy tale is. I have to look up what the fairy tale is. You know, at some point, probably in March or June, I mean, next, probably in April, probably in June, I'm going to do an inventory or reorganize my books a little bit. I'm going to organize them again and see what goes where, what I want to keep, really, what I finish, you know. every time I finish a book, I feel like that's one more book that is done, and then I can go on and move on to another one. Someone asked me, "Am I getting the Starfall book? Am I getting this? I'm getting that." Right now, I'm thinking maybe a little bit of a break because I got 3 books. Someone asked me, "Am I getting the spring one from Color in Heaven?" I'm like, these are called the Hepshing pencils, or what are they? They're also known as Finding the Lost Gold pencils. But when you go to them, you'll get a section where there's a store, and in the store, you can have a case that comes with them and a sketchbook and a coloring book, rather than just buying the pencils. Because if you go to the store, you can get them on Amazon. Here, let me put up the link for you. Let me get the link up for you. Let me put up the link, Carol, for you so you can find them. They're like $20 if you buy them with the case. So I'm putting them up here. And if you buy them with the case, you get if you buy them with the case, you get the case, the pencils, sketchbook, and a coloring book. No, I'm thinking like purple here. Purple Haze. And this is a Cobra. Don't worry, I have an extra of these. I think they're a great price. But those books may not work in every book, so. Not every pencil works well in every book. How many of you guys would like to see me work in Serene again? I know we haven't worked in a while because I know that's a big book and I have to take it out and all this other stuff. You know what it is too? Sometimes I get a little intimidated when I work in a Kirby book because then I'm like, till I see somebody else do that picture, then I'm like, oh, I must do this. Then they did that, then I can feel better. Sometimes, there's maybe a picture for a while that I have an idea of what I want to do, and then I don't do it. And then all of a sudden, a few months later, I'll see somebody else do a picture I wanted to do, and then I see what they did. And that kind of sometimes helps inspire me. think that the dryer went off. Hold on, guys. I'll be right back. Somehow I always have a new thing in my. About that, guys. How many of you guys would like to see me color something from Serene? You see, they're coming out kind of like bluish, but that's not really the color. I don't know why purple sometimes comes out looking blue on screen. So I really like this one. I think Serene would be a beautiful book to color. I just have to figure out which image. Because you know, Serene is a book that takes a lot of time when we do a stream. I've seen Dee Dee take a picture and it takes her like almost 3 hours to do it. It's a book that don't see featured too much. Some of you may have noticed that I've been coloring them a little bit. Pretty pink. Before I start, I'm going to sharpen it a little bit because sometimes you don't do it well unless they're not sharpened. What color should we color the pillars? I think getting more red for the outlines. You know, my niece is a big fan of the color of purple. She loves purple, everything. I really like this color, the pink in there. The red would be a nice color. This is crimson. You must know these are Holbeins. Probably only going to do this till about 1:45, so we're probably only going to do about an hour. I think this is only a 2-part stream. Depends on what we do, you know. I'm always like, what can I do? What can I not do? I don't think I have a yellow ochre here. I'm looking for my yellow ochre, and I don't see a yellow ochre in my Holbeins. Because I like yellow ochre a lot, so let's see if I have a yellow ochre in my Prisma. Yep, sure enough, I have a yellow ochre. Yellow ochre is always like a really nice yellowish, you know? Like you can do a lot with the yellow ochre. Living here, we have two, my mother calls it, we have 2 bathrooms in this house, so I found that to be very useful. I really love the colors here, so everything is really going to be very nice. So this morning I went out and I got some groceries because I didn't have bagels, I didn't have my bread, I didn't have a few things, and then my mother wants to make this soup tonight, and my mother loves this soup, so I need to get certain things. My mother's right now out at the foot doctor, so we kind of do our own thing. We kind of have our own schedules a little bit again, which I kind of like that we're having our own schedule. It makes my life a little bit easier. It makes her life a bit easier because then, we're not jumping over, we're not being in each other's way. So there are a lot of things going on. Yeah, by 2 o'clock, I want to be doing some other things. Then you get a nice yellow. I'm not going to do a sky background. It just is too much to do a sky background. Some would say, well, I'm being a little stingy about that. Am I? I don't know. This is mahogany. It's a brand new one. Cocoa. Hold on. Oh, that's okay. We are coming from World Literature by Eriy. This is one of her latest coloring books. It's a Japanese coloring book. She's a Japanese artist. So I bought this book from Amazon Japan along with one other book a few months ago. So usually when I buy from Amazon Japan, I usually buy more than one book to offset the cost of the shipping. Some people would say, why didn't you go to Etsy? Because Etsy was a little bit more on the pricier end. Plus, with Amazon Japan, if something goes wrong, I don't have all these issues. I know they say on Etsy they'll protect your purchase via this or what, but that's not really. You know, I love seeing this book done. I love having this one. Now I kind of wish I had got what my polys, because my polys have a lot of good browns in them. See, this is really the same color as this. I'm just lightening it up. I'm not putting a lot of hard pressure on it. And then we'll do the white. But again, I have another color that's not as white, but it's a really nice color. It's ivory. It's kind of like a white, but it's like a creamy white. It's like a cream colored white. Now I find the yellow ochre in the whole lines. I think one of the things about Eriy is that I love her style of book. You know, it depending on which book she's working on, but I still think her books are like really, just really awesome. The way she does her books. See, now I learned if you want to get less streaks in your work, and I learned this from doing marker work, you can do a circular motion like you do for markers to get less. Yeah, I seem to like using my light blues up for whatever reason. I'm always using up my light blues in these. I think this is like an aqua mint. This is the Hepshing pencil. So those are just. You guys ever get stuck in a book like, oh no, what did I get stuck in now? I always feel like I get stuck and then I'm like, oh no, what am I going to do when I get stuck? I say finish what you know you can finish and then worry about that later. Something tells me we'll do up to here and then we'll get stuck there. So. These are the Hepshane pencils, but you see how pretty they color? I really like these pencils because I think they're some of the most vibrant ones I've ever used. There was one person once, and she was using nothing but Crayolas. And I tell you, whatever Crayolas or whatever she did to the Crayolas, I mean, they were some of the most vibrant colors I've ever seen anybody do on a budget-friendly pencil. But, I mean, this is a person who's been using that brand for a while, so she kind of knows the tricks in and out. And this obviously will be dark green. I always love to see when things start to come together, you know, when you start seeing the picture come together in your mind. And then how it actually turns out. Sometimes it actually turns out a lot better. But the more I use the Hepshane pencils, or the Finding the Lost Girl pencils, as they're called, at least in my mind, but they're also called Hepshane, I feel like there's a lot of vibrancy in these pencils. And I still have things to print that I haven't printed yet. You know, like I realize I'm going through my ink on my printer really, really fast. I'm spending a little more than I would like on ink. Like I haven't even caught up. I've only done one PDF this month, and everything else I've done has pretty much been books. So kind of like I think it was one Patreon image I did from the Hannah Lynn. I think it's just a matter of timing and you know, it's coming out darker in the camera, but over here it's really light. You don't have the other ones? This one I ordered off of Amazon Japan, Claire. It's a lot easier when you buy the books off of Amazon Japan. You just have to sign up for an account, set up your payments, and It's just like ordering off of Amazon.com. That's really where I also bought my full set of Holbeins. Yeah, guys, I actually bought my full set of Holbeins off of the Amazon Japan too. But at the time, they were not selling those pencils here in America, so I had to go through Amazon Japan to get them, or I would have had to go through a third-party seller. Back in the day, some of us get the Holbein, so we had to go through third-party sellers. So just keep that in mind when you buy things. Sometimes the things are a little bit of a hoopla, I call it. Go through a lot of hoopla, as they like to call it. Green. So you see the green is in there? It's funny because, we were talking about this in one of the other groups that we're talking about how sometimes the paper changes too with each coloring book. Like I noticed it with my Coloring Heavens after issue 100. That's a magazine. But the paper felt thinner. Like somehow it didn't feel like it was made for markers anymore after a certain point. I actually wanted to come off a little earlier. So I actually had for lunch my leftover fettuccine that I had. You guys know that I can't really have a whole lot of sauces with my food. I didn't realize this green was going to be so dark. But the colors are a pretty good match to what you can expect them to look like. I think we're going to finish up with the bushes. Another 10 more minutes, so. Mhm. I don't know what we're going to do for the next part of it, but that's okay. We'll get to it when we get to it. I think this it does require a part two once I finish it off camera, but I always believe if I start something on stream, I'd like to finish it. Maybe tomorrow, if I'm not busy tomorrow. We'll do something. We'll do the part two, and then we'll do that what is it called? That fragile world picture I showed you. I only like to really work for an hour because then my hands get tired too. So a lot of this is my hand. Oh, that is nice actually. I like the way this came out. Really, I did not think it was going to come out as well as it did. Sometimes, the thing that you don't think will come out well is the thing that is the most surprising. I think we're going to have a part two. So that happens, then, then I have to remember what pencils I used. I think once we're done with that, then I'm going to finish up. So. I think we're gonna finish here, and then we're gonna. Okay, so we're gonna finish there because my hand is starting to hurt a little bit. I don't know why. I've been having some pain in the hand. So sometimes if I color too long, I get a sharp student pain here or there. The doctor told me it's okay because sometimes that happens with my medical condition. So we will probably continue this another day. So if you guys want me to do a part two, let me know. We should do a part two, and I definitely think we should do a part two. I just don't know what I'm going to color next. So, so I hope you guys have enjoyed this. Everybody stay safe, stay healthy, and God bless everybody. Everybody have a wonderful day. Bye, everybody.